Hello students, myself Miss Vaishali Dekate. Welcome to my channel. I am teaching you subject Maths 1 Algebra in Standard 10th. In this video, we will continue with our chapter number 1, Linear Equations in Two Variables. We will solve questions from practice set 1.5. This is part 1, in which we solve question number 1, 2, 3. But before that, subscribe my channel by pressing subscribe at right side. Press the bell icon also to get my all videos of standard 10th. Practice set 1.5. When you observe all these questions from practice set 1.5, you can see that all the questions are word problems. Okay, separate equations are not given. That means what? From these word problems or from the statements of the questions, we will have to form the equations first. We have to convert the given statement into equations first, and then we will have to solve the equations. These are known as application of linear equations. We will have to see where we can apply the linear equations. Equations which we have learned till now, where can be applied? That is the application of linear equation. So for solving such type of word problems, linear equations can be applied. Now see children, you all have been studying the conversion of statement into equations from your 7th standard. You all have studied in 7th standard, 8th standard, 9th and now in 10th. So you all should know how to convert the given statement into equation. Okay, how to form equations from given statement. So now let us see in question number 1. We will see one by one. I will be showing you the formation of statement, from statement formation of equation, and then we can solve the equation. Once the linear equations are formed, we can solve by using any one of the methods, which ever method you find easy to solve. Either you can use the elimination by equating coefficients, or you can solve by graphical method, or you can solve by Cramer's rule. Any one of the methods you can apply to solve this linear equation. But it is very important to form the correct equations from given statements. Those whose English language is good, they will not find difficult to form the equation. But otherwise also it is very easy to form the equations. So let us see this question number 1. Two numbers differ by 3. The sum of twice the smaller number and thrice the greater number is 19. Find the numbers. So let us solve this sum. We don't know these two numbers. Two numbers are not given to us. And for formation of linear equations in two variables, we have to use any two variables. We all know that. So here also we will be using any two variables. Mostly we use x and y. Okay. So two numbers we don't know. So those two numbers we will suppose as x and y. As we will have to find those two numbers. So in the beginning of the solution, we will be supposing that two numbers will be x and y. So let us suppose the two numbers are x and y, and in sentence 1 there is first condition for the formation of first linear equation. In second sentence there is the second condition for the formation of second linear equation, and once both the linear equations are formed, we know that those two equations are simultaneous equation, and we can solve those two simultaneous equations. So let us first convert the statements into the linear equations. So as you all can see, I have written the question as it is on my page. In question, there are two sentences. From these two sentences, we will have to form two equations. Okay, two sentences are having two different conditions, and from those two different conditions, we will have to form the equation. Now let us see the first condition or first sentence. Two numbers differ by 3. As I have told you, these two numbers are not given, so these two numbers we will have to assume on ourselves. We will have to assume any two variables as these two numbers. Okay, you can assume x and y, you can assume m and n, you can assume a and b. Any two variables you can assume as these two numbers. So we will assume these two numbers as x and y. These two numbers differ by 3. That means their difference is 3. Their difference means their subtraction is 3. When you subtract x from y or y from x, the answer is 3. See children, for this particular sentence I am going to give you one example. This is just an example. If I subtract 7 from 10, 10 minus 7, bigger number minus smaller number, I get answer as 3, positive 3 or plus 3. But when I subtract the bigger number from smaller number, in place of 10 minus 7, if I write 7 minus 10 plus 7 minus 10, what will be my answer? My answer will be minus 3, because plus minus will become minus, and sign of bigger number we will have to write to sign of bigger number will be minus, and answer is minus 3. So when we subtract smaller number from bigger number, we get positive answer, and when we subtract bigger number from smaller number, we get negative answer. Here we have given answer 3, which is positive number. That means we will have to subtract smaller number from bigger number. So if you assume x and y, these two variables, as two numbers, if you assume x and y, then we will have to precisely write which number is smaller and which one is bigger. So let us take x as bigger or x as greater and y as smaller number, and then we will write the linear equation from first condition. So let us write our solution. Let us assume, or let us write, or only let also you can write. Okay, let us assume x be the greater number and y be the smaller number. Okay, so x will be the greater number and y will be the smaller number. And now we will write from first condition, or according to first condition. Condition, this is small or shortcut of condition. Now from first condition means from first sentence, two numbers differ by 3, that means their difference is 3, that means greater number minus smaller number, greater number is x minus smaller number is y. So x minus y is equal to 3, answer is 3, their subtraction answer is 3. So x minus y equal to 3 is given to us. This is our condition number 1, and that's why this is equation number 1. Now according to the second condition, now let us see what is the second condition. According to second condition is given in the second sentence. Okay, so two sentences are there, and we are having two conditions. So this second sentence I am going to write here. You don't require to write in the solution. Okay, I am writing so that I can explain you properly. That's why I am writing this second sentence here. The sum of twice the smaller number, and thrice the greater number. Okay, it is equal to 19, is 19. So see children, whenever these is words are there, is, was, where, these are the helping verbs. We all know that in English. So these helping verbs are there, is, was, were, has, have, had, all these verbs are there. That means we have to put equal to sign. Is means equal to sign. In place of is we will be writing equal to sign. After is, what is there? 19 is there, so that we write 19 after equal to sign also. Now what should be written on the left hand side? That is very important, because from this sentence we will have to form our second equation. So sum of means what? Total means what? Addition. So we have to write addition. Addition of what? Twice the smaller number. Twice means 2 times. 2 times means 2 multiply by. 2 multiply by what? 2 multiply by what? Smaller number. Which number we have taken as smaller? Y we have taken as smaller. So 2 multiply by y. And
thrice the greater number. Greater number is 3, x, and thrice means 3. That means 3 multiplied by. Thrice means what? 3 multiplied by 3 times. Thrice means 3 times and twice means 2 times. 2 times the smaller number means 2 multiplied by y, and thrice the greater number means 3 multiplied by x. So in this way we have got our second equation. 3 multiplied by x, that means thrice the greater number, plus sum means plus twice the smaller number 2 multiplied by y equal to 19. So this we will write 3 multiplied by x means 3x plus 2 multiplied by y means 2y equal to 19 is our second equation. So in this way, from given second sentence we can write according to second condition and then write the second equation. All these things you don't require to write in your solution. I am showing you for my explanation. Now as we have got this equation 1 and 2, we can see that these are the two equations, linear equations in two variable. That means these are the simultaneous equation. Now this simultaneous equation you can solve either by elimination, by equating coefficients, or by graphical method, or by determinant method, that is by Cramer's rule. So most of the times these equations are solved by elimination method. So I will be showing you elimination method. You can solve by any one method, whichever method you find convenient and easy to solve, you can solve by that method. So I am solving by elimination method. As you all can see in equation 1 and 2, coefficients are not same. So we will have to equate the coefficient. So you can multiply equation 1 by 3 either. That means when we multiply equation 1 by 3, we get coefficient of x as 3 and we can eliminate x terms. Or we can multiply equation 1 by 2. So we will get the coefficient of y term as 2 and y terms will be eliminated. So I think elimination of y terms will be easy and convenient to solve the remaining part of our sum. And that's why we will have to multiply equation 1 by 2. So let us multiply. Equation 1 by 2. So 2 into x is 2x. Minus sign is there. 2 into y is 2y. 2 into 3. 2 3s are 6. So this will be our equation number 3. So this equation 3 we have got from equation number 1. So for elimination we will be considering equation 2 and 3. We will not look at equation number 1 for elimination. So we will have to consider 2 and 3. We can see that coefficient of y terms are 2, 2 and they are having opposite sign. So similar terms with opposite sign, that means what? We will have to add the equation. So let us add equation 1, sorry, not 1. We have to consider 2 and 3. So equation 2 and 3. So write both the equations one below other. First equation is 3x plus 2y is equal to 19. Next equation is 2x minus 2y is equal to 6. Now we will have to add, so we don't require to change the sign of the equations. Now 2y terms will be eliminated. That means plus 2 minus 2 we will get 0 and that's why we will have to cancel. That means we will have to eliminate this y terms. Now let us add 3x plus 2x will be 5x equal to 19 plus 6 will be 25. That means we are getting 5x is equal to 25. So this x we have to write as it is on the left hand side. 5 we will have to transfer. 25 write as it is. Multiply by 5, transfer it will become divide by 5. 5 ones are 5, 5 fives are 25. So x is equal to 5 we have got. Once we get the value for x, we have to get the value for y. How to get the value for y? We can put it in the equation number 1, 2 or 3. So substituting the value of x in equation number 1 will become easy and that's why we will have to substitute the value in equation number 1. So let us substitute x is equal to 5 in equation 1. Okay, so equation 1, once again I am writing x minus y is equal to 3. In place of x we will have to write 5. 5 minus y is equal to 3. Minus y is equal to 3. This plus 5 we have to transfer, it becomes minus 5. So minus y is equal to 3 minus 5 plus 3 minus 5. Bigger number subtracted from smaller number, we get minus 2. Minus minus sign cancel, y is equal to 2. So in this way, these two numbers which we have got are 5 and 2. Bigger number is 5, smaller number is 2, and 5 minus 2, answer we get 3. That means our answer is correct. So in this way, we will have to check the answers whether they are correct or not. So let us write the answer in the statement form, because these are the word problems. So we will have to write the answers in the statement form, very important. So therefore, either you can write the two numbers are 5 and 2, or you can write therefore the greater number is 5 and the smaller number is 2. Therefore, the greater number is 5 and smaller number is 2. In this way, we can solve the word problem by the formation of proper linear equations. Now let us see this second question. This second question is given in the activity format. Okay. So see here, one figure is given, and inside that figure what is written? I am a rectangle. So this is a rectangle, and in this rectangle we can see the expressions are given. They cannot be said as equations, because in equation always equal to sign is there. So this side expression is there, this side expression is there, this is also one expression, this is also one expression. So we all know in rectangle is made up of breadth and length. So these two opposite sides are known as breadth. These are the breadth, this is breadth and this is breadth. And these two opposite sides are known as length. And we all know in rectangle opposite sides are congruent. This length and this length should be congruent. Similarly, this breadth and this breadth should be congruent. These are the properties of rectangle. Opposite sides are congruent. That means length and length are congruent. Breadth and breadth are congruent. And in this way, the rectangle is formed. So these two expressions, 2x plus y plus 8 and 4x minus y, will be congruent. Similarly, these two expressions, 2y and x plus 4, will be congruent. So let us see how to solve this sum. From these expressions, we will have to find the values of x and y, and after getting the values of x and y, we will have to find the perimeter and area. So formula for perimeter of rectangle and formula for area of rectangle we have done in our 8th standard, 7th standard. We have been doing from 7th standard. So let us see how to solve this full sum. So as you all can see, I have drawn this rectangle, and as I have told you, this is in rectangle opposite sides are congruent. These are length and length, these are breadth and breadth. So we will start our solution. Given quadrilateral is a rectangle. Okay, this is a rectangle, and that's why its length and length will be congruent. So let us write length, which is L, will be equal to this 2x plus y plus 8 and 4x minus y. Both these length are having this measurement 2x plus y plus 8 and 4x minus y. So they will be congruent. That means they will be equal. So that is what 2x plus y plus 8 is equal to 4x minus y. Now see children, we all know how to solve the equations. While solving the equations, we have to bring all the variable terms on the left hand side and constant terms on the right hand side. That is the best way of solving the equations. and I have been telling you from 7th standard that while solving the equation, variable terms should be transferred on the left hand side. They should be kept on the left hand side, and all the constant terms should be transferred on the right hand side. So let us do same on in this sum also. So 2x plus y, these are the two variable terms which are there on the left hand side. So we have to keep them on the left hand side only. 2x plus y as it is, we will keeping them on the left hand side. I will be bringing this 4x minus y, these variable terms, from right to left, from right hand side to the left hand side. So while bringing them from right hand side to the left hand side, we have to change their sign. Plus 4x will become minus 4x, minus y will become plus y, equal to sign. Now constant term we will be bringing from left to right. Plus 8 is the constant term, it will become minus 8. Now on the left hand side we can see that there are like terms. Like terms means same terms, similar terms. 2x minus 4x. These are the two like terms. They can be added or subtracted. When like terms are there, they can be added or subtracted. So 2x minus 4x. What will be the answer? 2x minus 4x plus 2 minus 4. Plus minus will become minus and sign of bigger number. Bigger number is having minus sign. So it will be having 4 minus 2 means 2. And x variable is common variable, so we have to write it as minus 2x. 2x minus 4x will be minus 2x. And plus y, no coefficient is there means always 1 is there. Always keep this in mind. When the coefficient is not there with the variable, always 1 is there. So 1y plus 1y, what will be the answer? It will be 2y plus 2y. Both are having plus sign. It means what? Plus 2y is equal to minus 8. Now observe this equation. We can see that 2, 2 and 8 all even numbers are there. They are divisible by 2. Plus first term is having minus sign. So I will be dividing all these terms by minus 2. So let us divide. Minus 2x divide by minus 2 plus 2y divide by minus 2 minus 8 divide by minus 2. Now here minus 2 cancel, x is remaining. Minus plus will become minus and 2 only can be cancelled, y is remaining. Again minus also cancel and 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8. X minus y is equal to 4 will be our equation number 1. In this way we have got first linear equation in two variables for solving our sum, for getting the values of x and y. Now let us form the second equation. Okay, so first equation we have got from the length. Lengths are congruent, and that's why we have got this first equation. Now let us get the second equation from the breadth. So as lengths are congruent, that means opposite sides are congruent. Similarly, these two opposite sides, that means they are the breadth, they will be also congruent. So let us write breadth. I will put inside the bracket b. We use b later for breadth. So breadth is equal to, this is 2y will be equal to x plus 4. Okay, that is 2y is equal to x plus 4. Now again what we will have to do? We will have to bring this variable term from right hand side to the left hand side. So plus x will become minus x. This plus 2y as it is we will have to write on the left hand side. So it will be plus 2y as it is equal to plus 4 as it is. I am writing on the right hand side. So we have got our equation minus x plus 2y equal to 4. This will be our equation number 2. Now let us observe this equation 1 and 2. What we can see that these are two like terms, same terms. That means their coefficients are 1, 1 and they are having opposite sign. Here sign of x is plus, here sign of x is minus. So we can eliminate the x terms by adding this equation 1 and 2. So let us add equation 1 and 2. So here I will be writing, let us add equation 1 and 2. So I will be writing equation 1, x minus y is equal to 4, and second equation minus x plus 2y equal to 4 again. Okay. Now see children, we are adding. That means we don't require to change the sign of the equation which is written below. This plus x minus x getting cancelled. Now let us see, minus 1y plus 2y. Minus plus will become minus, and 2y minus 1y is 1y. 2 minus 1 is 1. And sign of bigger number. Bigger number is having plus sign, so y will have plus sign. 4 plus 4 will be 8. So y value we have got 8. Therefore y is equal to 8 we have got. Now from y is equal to 8 we can get the value for x. So this y is equal to 8 we can substitute in any one of the equations, either in equation 1 or 2. It will be easy to substitute in equation 1. So let us substitute. Y is equal to 8 in equation 1. So equation 1 is x minus y is equal to 4, and therefore x minus 8 is equal to 4. Therefore x is equal to 4. This minus 8 bring on this side, plus 8. 4 plus 8. And therefore x is equal to 12. So in this way we have got the values of x and y. So first part we have solved. This first part we have solved. We have to solve the perimeter and area. We have to find the perimeter and area. So for finding the perimeter and area, we should get the length and breadth of the rectangle. So first get the length and then the breadth. So length is 2x plus y is equal to 8 or 4x minus y is equal to 8. So we can put any one of this expression and the values of x and y and get the length. Now the length of rectangle is equal to, either you can take this expression or this expression. I will be taking 4x minus y. So it will be equal to 4 into x means 12. X value 12 we have got, and y value is 8. 12 4s are 48 minus 8. 48 minus 8 will be 40. Okay, units is not given, you can write any, only unit here. Okay, so in this way we have got length. If you put in this expression also, you will be getting 40 answer. Okay, let me show you. See, this is the expression 2x plus y plus 8. So here if you put the values of x and y, 2 into x is 12, y is 8 plus 8. 12 2s are 24. 8 plus 8 is 16. 24 plus 16 is 40. So if you put in this expression or this expression, these two are equal expression because they are the length of rectangle, and we have shown they are equal, and that's why if you put any one of the expression, the value will be same. So in this way we have got the length. Now let us get the breadth. The breadth of the rectangle is equal to, now you can put in 2y or x plus 4. Okay, either you can write 2y or x plus 4. Answer you will get same in the end. X plus 4, x is 12. So 12 plus 4 will be 16. Or 2y, 2 into y, 2 into 8. 2 into 8 is 16. So either you can write x plus 4 or 2y. One and the same thing. So I will be writing 2y. So 2y means equal to 2 into 8 is equal to 16 units. So in this way we have got length and breadth of the rectangle. Now after getting length and breadth, we will have to find the area and perimeter. Let me see that if it is possible to write in this space, because space is very small now. Okay, so I will be showing here. perimeter of rectangle formula. By using formula, let us use the formula of perimeter of rectangle. Two into length plus breadth. We all know this is the formula for perimeter of rectangle. Now let us put the values. 2 into length is 40, breadth is 16. So 2 into 56. So answer is 6 2s are 12 and 1 carrying 5 2s are 10. 10 plus 1 is 112. Is it in the units? No, units are not given, so we write only unit. Centimeter, meter, these units are not given, so we will be writing unit. So in this way we have got perimeter of rectangle. Again, what we will have to find? We will have to find the area of rectangle. So as I don't have space here, I will be writing here area of rectangle. Okay. In this way, here I am having the space, so I will be showing here. By using formula, area of rectangle. What is the formula, children? You all have learned this formula. Length multiply by breadth. So in formula put the values and get the answer. Length is 40, breadth is 16. So answer is 60 into 0 is 60. 16 into 0 is 0 and 16 fours are 64. 640 square unit. Okay. This part of the sum should be written after this perimeter below. I am not having the space on my page, that's why I have written here. So in this way we have to get the values of x and y, and then we can get the length and breadth from value of x and y. After that you can get the perimeter and area of a rectangle. So I hope you all have understood the sum. Now let us see this third question. The sum of father's age and twice the age of his son is 70. So in first sentence ends here, full stop is there. So in first sentence, first condition is given. So from this first condition, we will be writing first linear equation. Second sentence is, if we double the age of father and add it to the age of his son, the sum is 95. So this is second condition, from which we will be writing second linear equation. What we will have to find their present ages. So what we will have to assume as, we will have to assume the present age of father and son, and we will take those present age as x and y. So let us start. I have written the question as it is on my page. Okay, solution. So what we'll have to assume, what is the last sentence of this question? Last sentence is find their present ages. We will have to find the present ages of father and son. So we will have to assume their present ages as x and y. So let us assume the present age of father be x years, okay, and the son's present age or present age of son is be y years. So we have taken father's age be x years and son's age be y years. Now from first condition, or according to first condition given in the first sentence. Okay, this is first, this is condition. According to first condition, so let me write the sentence again. I am writing with my red pen so that you don't require to write in your solution. So sum of father's age, the sum of father's age and twice the age of his son is 70. Okay, so as I have told you, is means equal to. What is there after is? 70. So after equal to we will have to write 70. Now what should be written on the left hand side? Sum. Sum means total, we will have to add. Father's age. Father's age we have taken x. So x plus what we will have to write? Twice the age of his son. His son's age we have taken y. And twice means 2 times. 2 times means 2 multiplied by y. So 2 multiplied by y. Father's age plus means sum. So father's age plus twice the age of his son. Twice means 2 multiplied by age of his son is y. So in this way we have got our first equation, x plus 2y equal to 70. This will be our equation number 1. So children, you all don't require to write this written with red pen, this written with pencil. Directly after, according to first condition, you can write x plus 2y is equal to 70, first equation. Now let us write according to second condition. According to second condition. Okay, so I am going to write second condition again with my red pen. If we double the age of father and add it to the age of his son, the sum is 95. The sum is 95. Their addition is 95. So again make the equation from this. Is means equal to 95 on right hand side. Now what should be written on the left hand side? We double the age of father. Age of father is x. We have to double. Double means 2 times. 2 times means 2 multiplied by. So 2x. 2 multiplied by x. And we have to add it with the age of his son. His son's age is y. So double the age of father and add it with the age of son. We get equal to 95. So that means we are getting our equation number 2. 2 into x means 2x plus y equal to 95. This will be our equation number 2. Now let us observe equation 1 and 2. What we can see here, x variable is having coefficient 1, here x is having coefficient 2, here y is having coefficient 2, here y is having coefficient 1. So what should be done? We can multiply equation 2 by 2, so y coefficient will become 2 and then we can eliminate. So let us multiply. Equation 2 by 2. Multiply. 2 2s are 4, 4x plus 2 into y is 2y is equal to 2 into 95. 2 5s are 10, 1 carrying, 2 9s are 18, 18 plus 1 is 19. So this will be equation number 3. This equation 3 we have got from equation 2. So we should not consider equation 2 for elimination. Elimination we will be considering equation 1 and 3. So in equation 1 and 3, 2y similar terms, but they are having same sign also. So when same sign are there, what we will have to do? We will have to subtract. So let us subtract equation 1 and 3. Okay, we will not consider equation number 2 now. 1 and 3. So 1 is x plus 2y is equal to 70 minus equation number 3 is 4x plus 2y is equal to 190. Now as we are subtracting, we have to change the sign of equations which are written below. Plus 4x become minus 4x, plus 2y will become minus 2y, plus 190 will become minus 190. So plus 2y minus 2y, these two terms will be eliminated. Plus x minus 4x, x means 1x, okay, 1x minus 4x, 1 minus 4 will be minus 3, sign of bigger number, minus 3x is equal to, again bigger number is having minus sign, so answer will have minus sign. 190 minus 70 will be 120, minus minus cancel, 3x is equal to 120 and therefore x is equal to 120. This 3 transfer, it becomes divide by 3, 3 ones are 3, 3 fours are 12, 3 zeros are 0, x value we have got 40 and x we have taken as father's present age. So father's present age we have got 40 years. Now let us get the son's present age by substituting the value of x in any one of the equations. We will put in the equation number 1. So let us substitute. X is equal to 40 in equation 1. So equation 1, once again I am writing x plus 2y is equal to 70. X is 40 plus 2y as it is equal to 70. Now 2y we write as it is on left hand side is equal to 70 as it is on right hand side. This plus 40 we will have to transfer from left to right, it becomes minus 40. Therefore 2y is equal to 70 minus 40 will be 30 and therefore y is equal to 30 and this 2 transfer, this is multiply by 2, when we transfer it becomes divide by 2, 2 ones are 2, 2 15s are 30 and therefore y is equal to 15. So now we have got the son's age also. Son's age we have considered as y and y is equal to 15 means son's age is 15 years. Now very important to write the answer statement. Always write the answer statement. It is very, very important. So therefore answer is, therefore father's present age is 40 years and his son's present age is 15 years. Okay, so in this way we will have to solve this sum. I hope you all have understood this third sum also. So children, in this video we have solved these first 3 sums only. This is part 1 of practice set 1.5. In part 2 we will be solving these remaining 3 sums 4, 5 and 6.
Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.